Welcome back, Egyptians, to Truly Divinely Sent. It looks like somebody trying to act like they embarrassed of you, okay? They acting like they offended by what you do. All right. This is not going to be just anybody specific. This is going to be what is coming towards the chosen. Okay. Ancestors closest to the sun, please help me channel this message. Please tune into my frequency or allow me to tune into yours. Please protect me as I channel through this energy. All ancestors closest to the sun, you may remain. All others, you must leave. Okay. So, first off, there is a lot of light that is about to be shined on you and shined on the chosen, period, okay? Um, because you're glowing. All right, you're showing up as a diamond. You're showing up as, I'm hearing, power for the people or power to the people. Okay, you're showing up as somebody who definitely brings light back to a community. It could be your own personal community. It could be the community of YouTube. It could be the community of tarot. It could be the community of spirituality. Whoever you are, there is somebody in your energy that is offended and embarrassed by what it is that you are doing, okay? Want you to be offended, want you to be embarrassed, okay? This is kind of picking up on the same energy as yesterday, but whoever these people are, they want you to feel some type of way about your growth, okay? Definitely wanting to cut you down without actually saying it, though. This is what I'm seeing. This is somebody who is saying that you are not of the light. Okay, this is what you are going to get. You're going to have people trying to tear down whatever growth you've had. You're going to have people trying to tear down where you are in your life, and it's only because you are raising bells. Okay, I'm getting that somebody is going to get a rude awakening. All right, not just a personal person in your life, but it's people that is going to get some sort of a rude awakening here. I'm seeing water. I thought it was emotions, but it is not. Okay, I'm seeing, listen, you better not have me on the same thing as yesterday, ancestors. Listen, somebody gonna be walking on water, and it may not be technically or literally, okay, but somebody is going to be seen as someone who is equivalent to the Messiah, okay? Somebody who is equivalent to Jesus, okay? Walking on water. This is what somebody is afraid of. This could be also a community of people who is offended, okay? This is what I am picking up on. I'm getting that, but there's somebody possibly close to you that's embarrassed about what you do, okay? This could be somebody that's very, very religious. This could be possibly a parent. Okay, somebody raised you better than that is what I'm hearing. Okay, I'm seeing stormy relationships, trouble strikes, and an uproar. So there is going to be some sort of an uproar here. Whatever you are doing as far as spirituality, this is stressing somebody else out. Okay, and they are coming to bring you a little bit of stress because you are able to breathe here. Okay, you are. This is your tapping back into your roots. You're tapping back into nature here. This is what I'm getting. You may be communicating with birds or hear birds or feel like, what are you trying to say when you hear a bird, okay? This is the energy that I am picking up on. Speaking of bird, I heard a crow craw or whatever they do 20 times yesterday. I was out in the yard sweeping up, and it made me stop and count, and it was 20 crawls, I guess, if that's what you call it. But yeah, I counted it, and it's like, what were you trying to say to me? Okay, so you might be somebody that's very, very in tune with earth. You're in tune with everything. You're breathing. Okay, things are a lot more easy for you. I'm seeing manifestation as well. You could be somebody who's in the energy of manifesting connections now. Okay, but there is somebody here, all right, in the energy. It could be personal, it could be worldwide, it could be like I said yesterday, the handlers. These people do not want you to be talking about the divine, okay? These people wants your divine feminine energy to be stuck. I don't know why I'm pulling on the purge, okay? I'm pulling on the purge here. When I visioned the tower, I pulled on the purge. So I'm getting that history is going to repeat itself, okay? But the outcome is not going to be the same. Now, when I say history is going to repeat itself, okay, They are going to want you to be embarrassed. Okay, they are gonna want you to be embarrassed about speaking about divination, speaking about divinity here. They're gonna want you to be embarrassed to talk about it. Back in the day, you had people going around, and the Christians were slaughtering those who they considered to be pagan. Now, modern day paganism would be me. Okay, I don't claim nothing. I claim God. I claim divinity. Okay, but modern day pagans would be us in the spiritual world. Okay, now back in the day, you had Christians going from country to country and land to land. They weren't just stealing land; they were going from land to land, trying to hold up the cross. Do you worship the cross and all of that? What religion are you in? Okay, it was that type of energy back in the day. Now, all we've seen so far is history repeating itself, a cycle that is repeating itself. Okay, I am pulling on the energy of Christianity wanting that cycle to continue, but that cycle is about to fall here. Okay, now they are going to do this once again. Now back to the purge. Okay, this is what I am picking up on when it comes to the purge. I saw the Purge movie, one of them. I don't know which one it was, but they were out in the street, chopping folks, killing folks, well, illing folks. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to say that part. But one thing that stood out to me, okay, and I watched this a long time ago, when they slaughtered somebody, the camera zeroed in on the man, his arm, and on his arm he had beads on. And I was like, now why would they zero in just on this man's wrist? Why would they zero in on his beads? Okay, so I'm getting that is what they are going to do. Okay, that is going to be the next history repeating itself. They are going to try to extinguish or to embarrass or to make whatever we do look bad. Okay, this is picking on the energy of yesterday. They're going to do this by means of music. They're going to do this by means of family. This is what I'm getting here. So when it comes to embarrassment, you're gonna have people in your family that is gonna be trying to act like they are embarrassed of you. Okay, but these are people that is stuck in old earth. All right, these are people that haven't made it to where you are. So there's people that is going to be trying to act like they are ashamed and embarrassed of you. Okay, as far as the music industry is going, all right, now I don't know why I'm being pulled to speak about this today, but listen, as far as the music industry is going, what you are seeing in the music industry is dark magic, is black magic. Okay, but it is definitely divination. They are definitely using divination, but when you are looking at it from the perspective that we are, it looks evil. Okay, like I said yesterday, when it comes to movies, they try to make things look evil, and this is what they are doing. They are now trying to include divination into the industry. Okay, because the industry is falling. The industry is now having a bad look. The industry is looking like Babylon. Okay, but it is about to fall here. So because it is about to fall, you are seeing more and more of what looks like spirituality. What Tiana Taylor and what what's her face? Taraji P. Henson did on stage. Okay, to me, Tiana Taylor is more on the woke side, unless she is now venturing over to become that star. But I am getting that what you saw, it kind of gave witchcraft. All right, and it gave witchcraft because they are using it in the wrong way. They are using it to harness people's energy here. All right. They've been doing it all along, but it's been behind the scenes of what they were doing. You've been hearing about Beyonce doing all type of things behind the scenes, but they've been doing it all along. Now, the reason why it's being set on the stage is because the rise of the spirit world, the rise of the original culture is coming back alive. It is coming back out. Okay, curses have been broken and things is rising again. Okay, so now that it is rising again, now they're using it and putting it on the stage for everybody to see, because they know that those music industry people are very influential. They know that people gonna look at it, and everybody gonna have that one track mind. Well, not me, but everybody gonna have that one track mind of we no 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 okay. But you had these people going to the concert and saying, oh no, I had to leave, I had to leave, I had to leave. That is how spiritual, that is how divination works. You have that power, the power that you felt when you was there, the energy that you felt when you was there, for people who went into a concert and had to leave because, oh, something just wasn't right. They were doing things underhandedly, like undermining the crowd, harnessing energy from the crowd. So this is why people that go to the concerts feel things, okay? They're connecting what they see to what they feel. What they feel is energy. What they see is something that we haven't seen in a long time, okay? What they are starting to see is pretty much paganism, while the world is talking about Christianity. Okay, this is the energy. All right, this is the energy. They want to keep you on Christianity. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, they are really they're working with divination. They are practicing paganism. Okay, this is the energy that I am pulling on today as well. This says you will be Raven. Go put her up, because she want to play. You will be taken care of in difficult times. That's in reverse. Okay, these people want you to feel unsupported. Okay, even the people in your family, they're gonna want you to feel unsupported as you are stepping into your divine feminine, divine masculine energy. Here I'm seeing a bull. This says do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. Okay, so I'm getting that when I see bull, I see bully. All right, so there is people that is going to definitely be trying to bully you, and it's going to be people from your family. It is going to be people that you just come across in the streets, okay? And they're going to be trying to bully you because you are in a sacred space, okay? They want it to look like what you are doing is abnormal. They want you to look like your journey, your walk is not the right walk, okay? Even though you are showing up here as a diviner, and the diviner is here to bring a seed to drop to everybody. This is what we are supposed to be doing right now, okay? But again, as history repeats itself, this is what they are trying to take from us. All right. This is the energy. However, you are showing up here as the wise one, and you are supposed to be showing up here as the guide. Okay. And I am getting that as long as you stay strong, showing up as the wise one and the guide, you will have people running away from you. Okay. Because people will see you as the captain. All right. Now, when people run away from you, don't look at it as, oh, don't nobody want to deal with me, because we don't give a fuck. The chosen don't give a fuck if you don't want to deal with us, because we deal in another dimension anyway. All right, this is the energy. We wear the crown of the air. We wear the crown of Christ. All right, this is the energy. It's not just one Christ. All of the chosen is Christ. All right, that is what we are speaking on today. People want you to experience and feel burdens in your life, okay, once they start to reject you. But that's not how we're going to feel out here, okay? For all of the chosen, for all of those that are on their journey, you are going to start to experience those that are going to try to make you feel a certain type of way. All right, make you feel rejected here. Now, as I was doing these cards here, had came out on bummed. All right, this is what I'm getting. Whatever the hag has been trying to do, the hag could be the handlers, the hag could be somebody in your family, the hag could be anybody here, okay? Excuse me. That person is going to be bummed in your energy, because that person is trying to get you to think that you are wasting your time when you are not wasting your time here, okay? You are going to be the catalyst for change. You are going to be the catalyst for change. I cannot make it up. The alchemist. All right, what is alchemizing? When you change something from this to this, you are going to be the catalyst for change, and that is the bottom line here, okay? And they know this, okay? They know that the world is waking up. They know that the contract that they have been under is now gone, okay? Because people are waking up. So now you have your divines and you have your chosen that is supposed to be doing a certain thing right now, okay? We're supposed to be holding steady right now, because this world that was is already sabotaging itself, okay? They're trying to create some sort of a new beginning, some sort of a new earth, and it is not going to happen, because you have people like me and you have people like you that is not going for any well, the new earth, yes, but not the way they want it, okay? They want this new world order. They're trying to hurry up and put things up under some sort of world order, okay? If things go up under a world order, it will be easier for them to do like they did in the past with Christianity and go from here to here to here to here to here to try to intimidate all of those that are chosen, all of those that speak, all of those that's trying to wake the collective. All right, this is the energy here. All right, there is very, very jealous energy here, because we're taking back our children. This is what is going on. This is the message here. Okay, you are rediscovering who you are. Okay, and because you're rediscovering who you are, you're bringing back balance to a situation. Okay, we are no longer dependent on the old society. All right, this is what is going on. You are incompatible with certain people. All right, you are incompatible when it comes to making connections here. You are not going to be you can say hi to everybody, you could be friendly to everybody, but those coming in trying to make some sort of connection with you, you are not compatible with everybody. You will not fit with everybody, okay? So don't think for 1 second that you are going to fit. It's giving me the energy of, listen, if you used to drink and you changed, all right, now it's going to be a whole storm, because the people that you used to drink with is going to make it a problem, okay? This is the energy. That is how it is going to go. That is the example here, okay? Because what they see is something very, very unexpected, all right? What society is seeing right now is something very, very unexpected, okay? They did not expect for, wow. They did not expect for the grand lions, is what I heard, to rise, all right? Things are unfolding here, okay? Wow. All right. People are moving into new things, all right? For instance, if you experience some sort of an ascension, you are working on something new. So let's say me, for instance, for example, I've been doing this for roughly about 2 years now. Okay, I've been on the internet for about 2 years. I started a whole nother channel that I don't really go to often, but I realized because God want me to do something else on this channel. It's called I'm Divinely Faceted. I do most of these type of readings where I speak like this over there. So if you have not, went over there, go over there and subscribe there too. But besides that, that's not even why I picked this card up. If those of you who have ascended, you are moving into something different, okay? I've been doing this for 2 years, but now I feel like, and I've been feeling a little bit stagnant, like, all right, what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something right now. I was ahead of my time. This is what is going on with people who feel like, dang, I've been doing this. What's next? What's next? What's next? You are ahead of your time. You've already beat all the tests. You've already went through all the battles. You've already went through all the competition. God gave you a certain amount of time to do that, get there, and you had 3 months left. You did it early and you had 3 months left. This is the reason why you are in stagnant, or you feel like you are in stagnant energy, okay? I noticed that during my last ascension, which has been in the past 2 weeks, my last ascension, I am now very, very interested in astrology. Okay, and I know that this is what my other channel is supposed to be about. My other channel is supposed to bring astrology to the collective now. My other channel is supposed to bring you closer to the divine. Okay, you notice how they don't ever want us to look up. They don't ever want us to know what's going on up there. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, the Bible speaks against astrology. The Bible speaks against astronomy. Okay, that is another ploy to keep you from looking in that direction. Okay, when it comes to divination, you got things like natal charts. Okay, things like natal charts that help you figure out exactly what is going on in your life alone. You can even figure out what's going on in somebody else's life. This is the reason why when you have your child in the hospital, okay, they soon as that baby pop out, the nurse be like, what's the time? Okay, it's just something about the time. You be like that, and I've went through 8 children for me to be able to come to you and tell you they be so into the time that that baby popped the fuck out. Like, why is that time so important? From the first child to my 8th child. Okay, what's the time? Like, you have a one nurse specifically in that room for time of birth. All right, now time of birth is everything, because when you compute your time into your natal chart, it tells you exactly how the stars and how the planets and the astrological signs, it shows you where everything was at the moment, not roughly around, the moment that you hit this earth. Okay, now if you have somebody's exact time of birth, you can pull up their natal chart. Okay, and you can see when they're supposed to find love. You can see when they're supposed to do this. You can see what's the strong points of their life, instead of us going through life just living. And you know how they be like, life didn't come with a manual. Oh yes, the fuck it did. The natal chart. Okay, the natal chart is the actual manual. What's your strengths? What's your weakness? What you should be doing around a certain time. Don't try to pop up no business around this time, because Mars wasn't in the same place as when you was born, or it's like that. I'm not really there yet with it, but that's what I'm going to bring to I'm Divinely Faceted, okay? That's what I'm studying right now, and it's almost like I know I'm going to spend nights up at night. Okay, I'm already starting to make cards when it comes to that, but that is a part of the shift. You could be into stuff that you've never been into before. Okay, things are unfolding for you. You are moving into a different place in your life and in time, where you are going to be remembering certain things. Okay, certain things. And I'm looking at the natal chart that I have, and it's like, oh, okay. No, what gave me the thought to even be like, oh, okay, all I seen was a symbol. That's all. That's all I looked at. I'm looking at symbols now. I'm into symbols now. Okay? You may become into certain things that you've never been into. Okay, that is the divine leading you to your next place after all of the stagnant energy. Okay, you could have been feeling like you were between lines. You could have been feeling like what is going on, but that is because God is trying to work on you yet again. Okay, you've already did what you were supposed to do, but now he's working on you again. This say you will need to come up with new strategies. What? To keep your plans in motion. Okay, so if you have been on a certain journey, which you have, if you've been on a certain path and you feel like that path has become stagnant, is because now you about to be switched to a new type of strategy here. Okay, not only are you going to be a speaker, but you're going to be speaking about things that other people gonna be like, you shouldn't even know anything about that. All right, it is that type of energy that we are working with. Okay, again, the relationships, all right, that you are about to encounter, the people that you are about to encounter are going to send you on an adventure here. Okay, these are people that's going to try to make it hard for you. Okay, but remember that you are free. You're not even a part of what they are part of. Okay, you're not a part of the confusion. You're not a part of anything, but I'm getting that these people are going to try to make you feel trapped. Okay, these people are going to be extending things that make you feel trapped. Okay, and mostly they're going to be talking, they're going to be extending some sort of advice. It's not necessarily going to be a gesture, but it is going to be something that makes you feel trapped. Ancestors is saying to keep on going, to keep on moving, because we are exactly where we are supposed to be at this moment in time. Okay, I am getting that they want you to compromise. Yeah, they're trying to compromise the coach. You are the coach. All right, but you have to remain calm in this situation and remain committed. Okay, yeah, committed to your blessings, because now you are in, it's your time. All right, you are in complete position, and everybody not going to understand your position. Okay, because the positions of the earth has always been predated. Okay, it's always been already put there for you. You know, you've been on a certain cycle. All right, it is your time now to step out and be different. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, this is what they are attempting to do. This is what's next. They are going to try to play it as if the divine world, the ancestral talk, the tarot community, they are going to try to make you feel as if we are leading you blindly. All right, this is what is about to come up. They want you to remain in your sickness. All right, and in your overindulging. Okay, they want you to remain in that. Okay, because if you remain in your sickness, okay, then you're not thinking about anything else. They want you to remain at a certain state. They want you to remain weakened here, okay? And people are not just indulging, they're overindulging. So this is where they want you to remain, so that you'll be very, very hesitant when God and that ego come into your mind. They want you to remain hesitant and be like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? So what am I supposed to do? And then they flash something on the TV for you, okay? Because they already have people in the TV listening and watching. They already have these devices of people listening and watching in your Wi-Fi hookup, okay? So when you are self-talking, what am I supposed to do? There is going to be something that is meant to intrigue your mind, that is going to be the next commercial on your TV. It is a reason why these people are trying to break into our privacy. It is a reason why these people while they're putting all of the cameras on every street light. Okay, it is a reason. Okay, if you have not seen Super Sale on Netflix, go and watch that. Okay, they are watching. They want to see. They already know that the chosen is waking up. Okay, they already know this. All right, which is, like I said yesterday, the reason why they starting to put out certain movies. But they already know that the chosen is waking up. Okay, when is the last time that you even remember seeing a spiritual movie that, and it wasn't even all that bad? It didn't even touch on nothing. The Sixth Sense. Okay, they was telling us back then what we had. The Sixth Sense. That's the movie. Okay, that's when the little boy was like, I see dead people. Okay, it's that. All right, but they made the people kind of look scary, and he was seeing scary stuff, but they didn't have it so evil. They didn't have it so demonic. Why? Because we wasn't into it. We didn't really care about this. Some of us, half of us didn't even know about this. I didn't know about this. Okay, I was led to this. This is how I know God is real. All right, even though I was raised as a Jehovah Witness, this is how I know God is real. The whole time sitting at the hall when I was young, it was like I'm looking around at folks like, we already studied this. Like, once we finish one book, and I've said this before, once we finish one book at the Kingdom Hall, it'd be like, yes, yes, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so glad we finished with this book. To come and turn around and find out that we about to start over in another book that we already did. That's when I knew it was bullshit. That's when I knew it was bullshit. So I knew religion was bullshit from the beginning, from the start. But It's because I was chosen and didn't know it, okay? A lot of things that has happened in your life is because you was chosen and you didn't even know it, okay? You have to wake up to what is going on around you nowadays. All right, there's a lot of things that is going to be put in your face that is real but is being misused, such as what they are doing at these award shows. Okay, it looks evil. They want it to look evil so that you will turn away from it, and so that you will look at me crazy when you see me on some other shit. Okay, this is the energy. They are trying to project what it is that they are trying to, like, project a certain image on what you see. All right, I'm not reading the card, I'm looking at this here. Okay, she's taking a picture of something here. All right, they want you to see a certain thing. You got to think about what they are doing. They want you to see a certain thing here, okay? I'm seeing a broken heart with the Three of Swords. Listen, these people are butt hurt. They are butt hurt that divinity is about to wake up. Divinity is about to come back alive, all right? If you think about back in the day when the slaves was slaving, okay? Anything that was good to the slave, the master didn't let them do. Anything that was good for the slave, master wasn't letting you do. Okay? But oh, master let them go and gather. You can't gather nowhere else on the plots of land doing nothing in private, okay? But master will let them go and gather for that Christianity church, okay? Master let them build their own church where they can go and gather. Now, when in the fuck did white man ever let all them ninjas go and gather? They don't know, because you trying to what you trying to do? Put together something? No. They gave you a book and they let you go off and study that book. Okay? Because they gave you that to study. When do they ever give black man anything to study that benefits him or benefits her? When do they ever? Okay, by the time the slaves was getting this book had already been changed a gazillion times. It had already been changed. If you notice in some of the Bibles that you read, it say slave and it say master and it say it say this person owned this and this person owned that, and if this person do something to you, turn the other cheek. Okay, so it's making us look at this Bible like, oh, master slapped me in my face earlier, I'm supposed to turn the other cheek when I go and read it in the hut or when I go and read it at church. Come on, we have to wake up. We have to wake up. The Bible was planted, all right? Even though I believe in the Bible, because when I had one of my awakened dreams of who I am, something that exposed me to who I am, part of the chosen, when I had that dream, I was in like an alabaster type of room. It looked wet. It looked old. It looked ancient. It could have been well before 1800s. It could have been BC. I don't know, but that's how it looked. That's how the building looked on the inside. And I went around the corner and I saw what I said was a Bible. Okay, this is me in a dream. What I saw, it looked like a Bible just sitting open on a podium. I walked over to the Bible. The pages looked like straight leaves. It looked like leaves. You could still see the vine in the leaf, okay? And it had writing all in it. And I was so anxious to read what was in this book, okay? But they only let me walk up to it, and I could only read one thing. And what I read was 144, 000. And then I all of a sudden backed off of the book and woke up. And I woke up in disappointment, like, fuck! What else was in the book? I wanted to read what was in the book, but it wasn't for me to read. It was just to show me who I was, and that was that. Okay? Now, wake up. Wake up. All right. If it was meant for me to be reading that book, the only thing you can take out the Bible is 144, comma 000. All that other shit, you just have to compare it. All right. You have to compare it to your times. You have to compare it to what is going on. Okay. Jesus was a healer. That's who he was. He was a healer. Everything he did, he was a healer. Every single thing that he did, he was a healer. Okay, going around gathering what they say disciples. All right, all they did was took a story and made it Christian, took a story and made it this. Okay, when Jesus came from wherever he came from, people were sick. They wanted to get to him. Can you come and heal? They already knew Jesus could heal. They already knew he knew how to do this. They already knew he knew how to do that. It was the power of his hands, not just his hands, but his garments. Because you read one story where the woman touched his garment and she felt strength and she felt power and she felt, they used every fucking word but energy. Every fucking word but energy. Okay, so think about what it is that you are reading when you read the Bible. Okay, they tell us we got 4 elements. It's 4 elements in life. Okay, they say fire, they say water, they say air, and they say what's the other one? Earth. Okay, but not once do they mention everything. It's this last one here that controls all of them. And it's energy. Okay? I'm just saying. It's energy. It's frequency. Energy is frequency. Energy is vibration. Energy. Energy controls all of them. Energy controls fire. Energy controls water. Energy controls earth. Energy controls, what I miss? Air. Energy controls it all. You need energy to have a tornado. You need energy to have a hurricane. You need energy for spring to bring everything back. You need energy. Okay? The energy that you have in your body, the main spark of your energy is not your heart. Your energy, your place of vibration, your place of energy is your sacral energy, okay? That is your SCX fluid, okay? Notice society got you draining that out, okay? Everything is SEX. Everything is SEX. Everything is SEX. They want our kids to be over actualized, okay? Why? Because that fluid right there makes you fluid. Okay, this is the energy. That right there makes you divine. That right there wakes up everything. That right there is the basic and main energy of your body. If you don't believe me, how many people have had SEX and went right to sleep after because you was completely drained, okay? Even if you do it yourself, okay? How many people just roll over and be gone? All right, that's because you done drained so much and the most potent energy in your body out. So imagine if you keep that. What happens when you keep that? You become a motherfucker like me. All right, a motherfucker that can see through shit, a motherfucker that can read through shit, a motherfucker that can listen. It's just it gets better and better. I'm not even gonna lie. All right, I'm not interested in the deep no more. Do you understand? I'm not even interested in that. If I get my person, I get my person, but I know that SEX is going to be for something else. I'm not even interested. I don't even want to lose nothing. This is the energy. When you hold on to self and you become a captain, all right, and you start painting your own picture and you start driving your own life, then you will understand what I'm talking about. Okay? Because until then, these people out here are like lost souls. And this is exactly how they want us to be. A lost soul on a never-ending journey. All right? That was Truly Divinely Sent. Listen, Donna did not claim her money. I know when I'm just supposed to keep my shit. Donna Lewis. She did not claim her $50. My member did not claim the $50. Okay, I'm starting to wonder. It's the people in the comments AI. Okay, now listen, I'm open to a lot of things now. I'm opening up to a lot of things. I've been trying to give out $50 for months now, and ain't nobody claiming money. Where do they do that at? Okay, they don't do that nowhere. So we have to be very, very mindful of what's really going on. Okay, I know some of the people exist because I chat with them on email if they send me something. Okay, but and then the people that get reads from me, I know who they are in my comments. Okay, but yeah, we gotta be very, very mindful of this passage that we've already crossed through. Really, all right, this passage that we are on, it is about to be, people are about to be coming out of the woodworks. I'm seeing getting together with friends. I'm seeing getting together with friends, and I'm seeing a fox here. Okay, be very mindful of who you let in your door. Be very, very mindful of that. Okay, because what you got, everybody don't have. All right, and everybody want, and these people are gonna come and try to make you feel offended about your life or feel embarrassed about what you do. But we got it. All right, I'm trying to figure out whether or not on my channel I'm gonna start doing like reactions to certain movies so I can break down what's going on spiritually. Okay, if you would be interested, like, this is my other channel. Okay, you go over there and check it out and see what I do over there already, because it's a little different than this. I still do readings, but I do more of what you just heard today. Okay, on this channel. But I've been thinking about maybe doing reactions to certain movies to bring awareness and to bring light to certain things that we seeing that you might not see the same way that I'm seeing it. Okay, so put it in the comments if you are into reactions, um a little bit more of this. Okay, because really this is supposed to be on the other channel, but I don't use like all of these cards on the other channel. I do a little bit more real talk like you hear now, like you seen here. That's on the other channel. I'm Divinely Faceted. If you have not, I haven't been over there lately. I think it's been about a month since I've been over there, but there is content that is over there. Okay, usually I will post something like this over there. Lately, God has been pulling me to talk more and more about the Bible. Okay, to compute this with the Bible. Okay, along with astrology, I'm being drugged into astrology. Okay, people be like, see, why, Cena, why you don't do zodiacs? How come you don't do zodiacs? And because everybody is everything. Okay, and we don't even know if all of these zodiacs is correct. Okay, because I say I'm Sagittarius, but I'm really Ophiuchus, okay? That's something that they didn't even tell you about. They didn't even tell you it was a 13th month. They didn't tell you it was a 13th constellation. It's really more, but they don't even tell you that that's the biggest constellation in the sky. The Ophiuchus is the serpent bearer, okay? I am a serpent bearer. I'm not the centaur, but they got me believing that I'm the centaur, okay? That I'm Sagittarius, but no, I am Ophiuchus. Now, when I'm planning on making my own natal chart and computing Ophiuchus in that chart. Now, and then I'm going to draw out my lines the same way they are to see exactly what is going on. That's the mind frame that I'm on right now. That's where I'm at right now. Okay? Ophiuchus, if you compute that into your chart, Ophiuchus stands for medicine. Ophiuchus stands for healing. Okay, you know how the Cancer is the crab. You know how Pisces is the fish. Okay, Ophiuchus is the serpent bearer. Okay, and they got Ophiuchus everywhere. All right, let me tell you where. Ophiuchus is in the Bible, where the snake went up Moses' staff. That's Ophiuchus. Okay, Ophiuchus is also in our daily community, where on the EMS trucks, okay, you see the snakes intertwining and going up the staff. That is symbolic of Ophiuchus. but they not going to tell you that. All right, they not gonna tell you that. That symbol right there is symbolic of Ophiuchus, healing, medicine. They're using it, they just not telling us what it is. All right, it would be too much for them to go through and be like, all right, we got after Sagittarius, we changing it, y'all. We gotta throw in Ophiuchus. They not doing that. They done already did everything. They not trying to change nothing. All right, think about it. So it's gonna take you to change. You got to change that. Okay, all of the people, I think it's from November, I want to say 28th, I think, to December 17th. I don't know. I'll let y'all know on the next one. I forgot. I think the 28th of November to December 17th. That is Ophiuchus. That's not Sagittarius. Okay? Sagittarius is before Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus is literally the last one. Okay? And that is the serpent bearer. That is the biggest constellation in the sky. All right? Listen. That was Truly Divinely Sent. To someone who needed to hear it, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.